Well, then I guess we're diving in. Feel free to unmute yourself if you need to throughout class. I'll scooch forward. Mute. Yes. Okay, we'll begin in our usual way, seated in our as steady and sweet as it can be seat at the moment, to prop or not to prop, kind of finding that space for yourself. And once you've kind of situated the lower half of your body, let your spine lengthen, let your shoulders rest, feel some length in the back of your neck, feel a little bit of that reaching, almost that yearning through the crown of your head. And we'll start with those 3 big sighs. And let that transition to the calming breath. Still in through the nose, a little more quiet through the body. And as you breathe out, between just a very light opening between the lips, again with the option of gently shaking the head as you dip the chin into the collarbone. Inhaling to bring everything back to center. And letting our breath go into a deeper, more observant version of our diaphragmatic breath. So as you're breathing in, remember you're imagining the breath comes straight into the heart, fills up your lungs and your ribs, and then the fullness of the diaphragm and the tummy, and relaxes the space between the sits bones. And as you exhale, you're gathering that energy really strong and sturdy in the center as it climbs up your spine and leaves again. Remembering you can add in that bonus layer of keeping your tummy really engaged until the breath gets there, and then let the tummy relax. That's just kind of an extra bonus of the breath if you choose to take that variation. And today, since we're really talking about grounding, feel that exhale. Feel how strong and confident and stable you feel when you intentionally engage the space between the sits bones and feel all that energy coming towards the belly button and then almost zipping up behind the belly button to come out. Take that breath one more time. And then we'll again finish with our bees breath. So those 3 breaths are usually always the way I start any of my practices. And then I kind of like to slip in that 4th one. So bringing your hand into lotus. Sometimes we do this one, sometimes we do alternate nostril. If you guys ever have a request of something else to do for our 4th version of pranayama, please don't be shy to let me know. But let's take our 3 bees breath together. Breathe in. Mm. 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 And you can place your hands on your body or in your lap and just give yourself a moment to find your breath rhythm that helps sustain you throughout your practice. All right, let's lean back into our hands and lengthen the legs out in front of us. Feel those knees unbend. Go ahead and just thump your legs down. Just waking up the legs. Get everything ready for some movement. And we'll come right into our little mer person twist for Vajrasana. So bending your knees, taking your feet over to one side of your body. Remember your hips are a little tilted here, so you're just lengthening up from the hip that is pinned into your mat. The other hip is just kind of being supported almost by your feet and by your tummy together. Lengthen up through the spine and twist away from your feet. You can start nice and gentle here, just moving like halfway into the movement. Move your shoulders, deepen your breath, and then see if you can let the hands glide you in a little bit deeper. Adjust your shoulders so you feel really open through the front of your heart. Sometimes when we twist this way, we can get a little concavity in, but try to stay nice and open. And then you might try to get a little bit more before turning just your head. Shoulders pressed down, jaw relaxed. You might just kind of experiment with any tilting that might feel good here. Before we change directions, look over your back shoulder again and see if just by being here a little bit longer, you can get a tiny bit more space. And then release it. Swim your fin over to the second side, anchoring down to this side of your hip, lengthening up from that space, and using your hands just to move part way into your twist. When you get there, feel the length of the spine again, feel the roll of the shoulders. Ease in a little more. Nice full breath. Let your head turn. Maybe find some movement there. And let the head go back over your back shoulder. Arms find that little extra bit of space that hopefully is available. And unwind back to center. Send your fin right back out in front of you. Lean back into your hands and thump your legs down again. Good. Moving into a few rounds of seated robin's breath. You can come back to Sukhasana if you prefer something more like hero's pose, or you're more on your shins. You can definitely take that variation instead if you'd like. Once you've found the seat that works for you, inhale and reach your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Breathe in, feel the length of your spine. And as you exhale, pointing your fingers forward, letting your arms lead, round your back, tuck your chin, dive down towards the ground. As you breathe in, send your gaze up, open your wingspan, look towards the sky. Exhale, now let your spine round first and the arms follow. Lower your chin, coming forward. And as you inhale, return to Sukhasana, hands heart center. That's our flow, 2 more times. Exhale, reach and round. Inhale, open and expand. Exhale, round and reach. Inhale, back to center. Doing that 1 more time. When you get back to center, just do that little pause. With our hands right here at heart center, let's go ahead and do that warming thing. So where you rub your hands together, creating that good friction, feeling the energy of the heat between your hands. And then for just a moment, you're just going to separate your hands the tiniest bit to feel that energy between your hands. And then place those energetic hands right on your body. Good. Lean back into your hands again. Slip your feet out with your knees bent. We'll take some knee rocks here. So again, this is another one of those poses that it's probably going to start slow. You're going to have like just a less amount of range of motion. But after you've done this a few times, your body relaxes. You'll probably find more space being available. When that happens, I really invite you to bring your attention up towards your waistline. Sometimes I get like super focused on the movement of the knees and I forget to realize how nice it feels up the side of your body into your waistline as the knees dip over. So just kind of giving yourself a moment to appreciate how the torso feels. And letting your knees come back through center. Walk your hands forward so your torso comes up. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees open out to the sides. Coming into Baddha Konasana. Let's move through 3 rounds of our butterfly breath. You can keep your hands on the low legs. Inhale, let the knees lift. Again, you might like that pressure of the elbow to the inside of your knee, and you might not. So take it or don't. Let the knees come down. Give them a little extra push at the bottom. Not so much that it hurts, but enough that you feel the stretch. And as your knees come down this next time, slide your feet forward so you're creating more of a diamond shape with your legs, getting ready to come into tortoise pose. So you're going to rock over to one side, that open side, slide the arm under that leg, rock over to that side, slide the arm under the leg, and then just rock from side to side. See if you can get another inch of your arm underneath your legs. And when you realize you're just kind of stuck in your shell, relax down. You can let the chin tilt towards the collarbone again. You can feel the back portion of your heart really open. You can almost imagine somebody that you love and trust is just rubbing their hand in sweet circles along this part of your heart. And then lifting your head. We're going to start to lift up. We're going to let the knees kind of lift with the pressure of our hands, and then we get stuck again. So you're going to flip your palms up. You're going to let one leg lift and the other leg lift as you rock back onto your sits bones. You should feel really squishy here, but we want to feel activated and strong. So just like we did with the diaphragmatic breath, engage between the sits bones, pull that up into your tummy, and then from there, the spine can lift and the legs can lower. And then when the legs lower towards the ground, they're going to pull your shoulders down. So you hopefully feel a lot more strong and spacious, because when we're here, we're all squishy and tight. But when we let the spine lift and we let the legs lower and take the arms with it, you get a lot more just fullness in the pose. And then really engage behind your belly button. Slip your hands out, bring your knees together, reach your fingertips towards me. Be in this variation of boat for just a moment. Good. Now, lengthen your right leg out and bend your left knee, coming into Janu Shirshasana prep. Good. Inhale and reach your arms up. And as you exhale, let the heart reach for your toes. Feel that stretch. Stay right here for a moment. Don't let it go. Bend, bring your hands down, bend your knee. Again, that choice. Are we letting the tummy rest against the thigh, giving that good pressure? Or are we moving to the inside to get a longer stretch in the back? So they're both great. They just do something different. Whichever you've chosen, hands to the ankle. As you inhale, slide your hands up towards the knee. Let the shoulders roll back. Lift your gaze. As you exhale, drag the hands down back to the ankle, round through the back of the heart, and lower your chin. Inhaling, unfurling, roll the shoulders, opening the front of the heart, the front of the throat. As you exhale, rounding down, opening the back of the heart and the neck. One more time. Good. As you slide up, we're just going to take the right hand, bring it to the inside of your shin, and the other palm to the other palm. And we'll take those 3 open twists. Still feeling yourself very connected to your mat through both sits bones. They're both very much plugged in. Inhale and sweep open. And exhale, bring your hand back. Again, really inviting yourself to feel how open you are. It's like you're opening up to just really let everything in that you want in, not the things you don't want. And bring the hand back. Good. Slide all the way up, lean back into your hands again. Send both legs straight out in front of you and thump them down again. And then we'll come back up to our seat, leaving the left leg long, bending the right knee, starting with that pausing Janu Shirshasana. So inhale and reach your arms up. As you exhale, reach the heart towards the toes. And when you feel that stretch, just pause for a moment. Just pause, pause, pause. And then bring your hands down. Bend your knee a little bit. Bring your hands to your ankle, choosing the pressure of the thigh to the tummy or choosing inside and a little longer stretch along the spine. And then starting with your movement, inhaling up to the knee, rolling the shoulders open, open heart, open throat, lifted gaze, exhaling down, letting the chin lower, back of the heart is open, neck is long. Inhaling up. As you lift up, you should really feel some pressure in your sits bones. And then lowering down and lifting up. Maybe try to notice that as the shoulders press down and the chin tilts up, do you feel more pressure, more sense of connection in the sit bone? And come back down. This time coming up to prepare for the next phase of the movement and the inside, palm to palm. The inhale sweeps you open and the exhale brings you back. Inhale sweeps you open. Exhale back. Inhale sweeps you open. Exhale brings you back. Good. Slide all the way up. Just for a moment, we're going to come down onto our backs. So make sure your space is clear enough for that. And as you come down onto your backs, hug your knees in and rock around and just feel your body connected. Again, the length of your spine, the shoulders, the hips. Find that playful rocking movement. And then when you're ready, when you've taken a few breaths with that movement, keep your knees bent, but place the soles of your feet flat on your mat. And if you like movement, you can definitely do the pelvic tuck and tilt. You can let the knees rock side to side. If you prefer stillness and steadiness, leave the feet flat on your mat, arms along your body or on your body, and just let your breath do your movement instead. So the stone that I think is a really good representation of feeling very, very steady so that we can move into mobility, especially with spring. Yes, we're getting ready. The ground is getting ready to be mobile. We're getting ready to be more mobile. We need to make sure we're steady first. And the stone howlite lets us know that we are the foundation. Soft is not usually a word used to describe stone, but it suits howlite just right. Shh, she whispers to your monkey mind, come back to center. Sit in stillness. It's not that Howlite wants you to curl back into bed with a cup of chamomile tea and call your day done. Quite the opposite. Howlite knows that your projects, your adventures, your conversations, your relationships will slide into flow and synchronicity when you yourself are unruffled. You are the foundation. Come from your center undistracted by excess aggravation and random irritation. This is where your power lies. There's a still point within you, Howlite advises. Allow yourself to sink into it. So giving yourself just one more moment right here, feeling that sense of connection that you get probably from your mat, this kind of sanctuary that you've created from yourself, and allow that feeling to really come into your center, knowing that essentially you can carry your yoga mat around you always. That little self of you that just kind of sits in that space inside. Maybe you see that little version of you sitting on a yoga mat. Just feel that for another breath. And then we'll slowly take our movements all the way up to standing. So from where you are on your back, you'll roll front to back or roll to your side to start at your seat. When you get to your seat, give yourself a full breath in Sukhasana. From Sukhasana, roll to hands and knees. And before we do anything else here, I also want you to give yourself a full breath in this four-pointed pose. Feel the palms, feel the knees, feel the tops of the feet, feel the length of the spine in between the shoulders and the hips. Feel the shoulders and the hips. Feel all of these steady points within you. And then move it into 3 repetitions of cat-cow. As you exhale here, give yourself a moment in child's pose, settling the sits bones over the heels, lengthening your arms out in front of you. And if the forehead does not come down to the mat, bend your elbows and let the hands support the head. Lifting your head, doing the full extension of the arms. Remember, your hands are wide. Come forward towards plank on the knees. And right before you get there, tuck your toes, lift your knees up, coming into downward facing dog. Give yourself a moment here, feeling the stretch all the way down the calves into the heels, length of the spine pouring through the crown of your head, shoulders reaching towards the hips. And then setting your gaze at your hands, bending your knees, taking a step and a step. Fingertips slide back towards the toes. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend your knees, coming through chair. Inhale, reaching all the way up to standing. And bring your arms down. This is a good spot to take a quick drink of your beverage and then come right into monkey drum. My cat took my advice. She came over to her water ball. That's amazing. Slow your momentum down. Come to standing. We're going to do Robin's breath again, but standing this time. So you get a little more range of motion. So again, really feel your feet. The fullness of your foot of both sides should be used. You should feel the heel, the stretch of the toes, the outside edges, the inside edges. And from that space, you should be able to feel that your pelvis can come pretty neutral without locking your knees. Inhale and reach your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Breathe in again, length through the spine. And as you exhale, let the hands lead. They're going to reach forward. They're going to dive down, bend your knees, round your back. As you inhale, really press with the ball of your feet and the heels of your feet, lengthening up, blooming up towards the sky. As you exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands back together, start to round your back and dive back down. And as you inhale, bend your knees more, but come all the way back to Tadasana, hands, heart center. Exhale, reach and round, bending your knees as you travel down. Inhale, lengthening up, blooming open through the front of your body. Exhale, remembering the big bend in the knees as you round back down. And anchoring right back at Tadasana. One more time through. And right back at center. Just pausing right here. Feeling your feet. You might lift your toes and wiggle them and then set them back down. Good. Bring your hands all the way down to one side. And then reach your right arm all the way up. If your shoulder is climbing up into your ear, roll it back. And then again, check in with your knees. Make sure you feel steady and strong in the low body. And then take your side bend. Come up through center and switch your arms. Let the exhale bring you into your side bend. Let the inhale bring you to center and switching the arms. And do this one more time to each side, side bend. Switching the arms. And side bend. Come up through center, and we're going to do this with a lunge. So bring your hands down to your hips. Bend both of your knees. Shift your weight onto your right foot, and then step your left foot back. You're going to leave your heel lifted. The leg is long, but as we usually do here, we're going to let the body just kind of do that little flowy bounce. So you're going to let both of your knees kind of bend and extend. You might feel that you didn't step far enough back and you can widen your stance, or maybe you need to go wider or shorter. So this is just kind of our opportunity to change our feet a little bit. And then come down where both knees are bent and then stretch through your back leg. Feel that great stretch in the calf. From here, reach your arms back up. And when we side bend, we're going to side bend towards the bent knee side of our body. So I like to interlace my fingers and release the first one. Put a little more stretch to the back heel, and then lean to the side of the body of the knee that's in front. Come back up through center. Do that 2 more times. Side bend. Push down through your front heel. Push out through your back heel. 1 more. And up. Bring your hands down to your hips. Bend your back knee. Lean your heart forward. Step your back foot to your front foot. Shake it out. So we'll do the same thing on the second side. Come back to your nice sturdy foundation of mountain. Hands on your hips. Let both knees bend. Shift your weight down to your left foot. Step your right foot back. Try to find that place that you normally go. If you need to adjust your front foot a little bit, do that first, and then start that floating bounce where both knees deeply bend and the legs extend. Notice how this feels, if you need to make a foot adjustment at all. And then come down where both knees are bent, and then just push out through your back heel. Make sure your front toes can lift and lower back down. And then reach your arms up. And you might interlace your hands and release your first fingers. And then you're going to lean towards that bent knee side of your body. And come back. As you do this 2 more times, really think about the heels. Your front heel is really pushing down into your mat, and your back heel is really pushing out. Last one. And up. Hands back down to your hips. Bend your back knee. Lean your heart forward. Step your back foot to your front foot and shake it out. All right, we're going to come right into our Brahma Dandasana. So come wide on your mat. Turn your toes out. So your pelvis feels pretty neutral, legs long and strong. Inhale and reach your arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to heart center. Give yourself that moment, that first time through. Make sure the knees and the feet are supporting the way that they need to. And then inhale, lift. All of that length, fold it in half. Bend your elbows, pull back. And as you exhale, sinking down. Inhale right back up. Exhale, bend your knees, hands heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge. Bend and pull. Releasing down. All the way up. 2 more times through. Climbing all the way back up, bringing your arms down, stepping your feet back together. Okay, so we're going to do a pose that we've done before, but we're going to kind of come into it with a little bit more intention. I'm actually going to read about it from where I found it. And it's that book, Chakras and the Vagus Nerve. And so this movement that we've done before, but we kind of just come into it from a pose that we've already been in. We're going to come into it with intentionality. It's called Waking Up the Spine. This exercise is best if you have a secure footing. It is intended to engage the muscles in your legs, which open the root chakra and the chakras in the feet for grounding. Now remember, your root chakras, they are for stability and grounding, but they are all about that feeling of trust and security. The arms are split behind your back to bring on a full engagement of the ventral vagal energy, all of the chakras and the spinal cord. When your head is lightly tilted as well, it frees up the energy in your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, which are also deeply connected to the ventral vagal wellness. So we're going to come into it step by step the way they recommend. And again, you've been in this pose before, so once you get into it, you'll be like, oh yeah, we've done this. Okay, so we're squaring our feet. They feel very secure. They're next to each other. They're underneath the hips. They're very steady. Slip your hands behind your back. So it's going to look like this. Now you're going to squat down, basically coming into chair pose. Feel the thigh muscles engage, but it shouldn't feel hurtful. So just go down enough so that you feel the thighs engage. Now, tilt your head back. Draw an in-breath in. Slowly exhale after that. Then you're going to press all the way up to standing. Bring your gaze to neutral. Release your arms. Basically, I want to do this 4 more times, but I want a monkey drum in between each one. So come up, step your feet wide, and just start to swing your body around. Whew, big, juicy knees. Nice flowing arms. Length through the spine. Slow your momentum down. Come back to that square, sturdy, steady Tadasana. Make sure you check in with your knees. Don't push them back to get there. They should feel full and energetic. Slip your arms behind your back. Breathe in. As you exhale, settle down into that squat of chair. As you breathe in, tilt your head back. Breathe out. Breathe in, come back up to standing neutral gaze, release your arms, step one foot out, come right back into your monkey drum. Bring your body back to Tadasana. Arms slip behind your back, breathe in. Squat down into chair as you exhale. Lift your chin as you inhale. Lift it as far as you can. You should feel a little tug on the jawline. Exhale here. Inhale up, neutral gaze. We're going to do this 2 more times. Open one foot out, monkey drum. Step the feet together, Tadasana. Feel that grounding sensation. Just kind of pause. Feel very energetic through the body. Link your arms behind you. Breathe in. Exhale, chair. Inhale, head. So you can get a little more lift. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift to neutral mountain. Release your arms. Step out, monkey drum. And this time when we step into that movement, we're going to stay for 1 extra breath. Come back to mountain. Find that nice steadiness of your body. Hands slip behind. Breathe in. Exhale, chair. Inhale, head. Feel your exhale. Really let the shoulders pull down. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time we'll forward fold. So bring your chin back to neutral. Slip your hands out from behind your back. Bring your tummy closer to your thighs. Bring your fingertips towards the ground. Maybe lengthen your legs. And we'll work our way to downward facing dog. So bend your knees enough that you can plant your hands. Step your feet back. Lift your hips, down dog. We'll move right into pigeon. So if you like to come into it the way I usually teach it from this pose, follow me. If you like to come into it your own way, begin to go that way now. Otherwise, split your left leg up towards the sky. Bend your left knee. I like to open first, a little fire hydrant variation of downward facing dog, and then square the hips back up. Slide the knee towards the wrist, but open your shin. Drag the right leg back. Release the top of your foot. Take a long variation up first. Maybe even let the head dip like we just did. If you take that variation so slowly so you don't get dizzy, bring the gaze back to neutral. Then walk your hands forward, coming down onto your forearms. And from here, you guys kind of know you and your body have worked something out around this pose. So let yourself come into that space. How light whispers to our monkey mind. She asks us to come back to center, to take a moment in stillness. Take one more full breath with this side of pigeon. And again, if you have your own perfect way of switching sides, feel free to do that now. Otherwise, we're going to work our way back to downward facing dog. Stepping the palms beneath the shoulders, tucking your back toes of your back leg, moving that knee a little bit more forward, then pressing up into downward facing dog, taking a moment in the pose so that it doesn't just feel like a rest stop, but it actually feels like its own beautiful thing. And then splitting the right leg to the sky, bending the right knee, opening, squaring, sliding the right knee towards the right hand, but opening the shin up, dragging the left leg back, setting it down, top of the foot down, walking your hands up, lifting long. Again, maybe taking that variation that we did where you're really letting the head tip all the way back. And the more you can get your shoulders down, the more range of motion you're going to have. So think of your shoulders as just being strong and steady, like capable of carrying a yoke. And then let the head tip. If you took this variation so slowly, bring your gaze back to neutral. And then walk your hands forward, coming down onto your forearms and finding that pigeon that works for you. How light knows that your projects, your adventures, your conversations, your relationships will slide into flow and synchronicity when you yourself are unruffled. You are the foundation. Come from your center undistracted by excess aggravation and random irritations. This is where your power lies. There is a still point within you. How light arises. Allow yourself to sink into it. And one more breath at the side of pigeon. And lifting your head, walking your hands closer to your body. You're just going to roll to this side, kind of open up to bring your back leg around and through and return to your seat. Just for the knees' sake, extend your legs out in front of you again. Lean back into your hands and thump your legs down. Come into your seat. We'll take that final seated twist right here. But give yourself a moment to notice your seat. I hope that you feel more grounded, more open, more connected in your seat in this moment than you did when we started. Nice and long breath through the spine. As you exhale, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Roll the shoulders open and down. Send your gaze up and over your back shoulder. Check in with the knees if they're still pressing towards your mat. And then turn only your gaze, letting your gaze turn over your front shoulder. Relax your jaw. Taking the head turn. Look back over your front shoulder. Look over your back shoulder. Use your arms to get a little more leverage in your rotation. And release. Send your legs out in front of you. We're going to thump them down one more time. Pitch and a fit. Bring your legs back to center. Feel very connected, very open and grounded. Long through the spine. Breathing in. Exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Looking over your back shoulder as you roll the shoulders open and press them down. Keeping your body as is, but turning your head to look over the front shoulder. Rotating your head. Looking back over the front shoulder. And turning your head to look over your back shoulder, using your arms. Really get all of that good leverage to rotate through the waist and up through the crown of your head. And releasing back through. From here, come down onto your back on your mat. So as you come down, you'll take your bent knees, you'll rock around a little bit. And we are going to spend a little bit extra in Shavasana, but I want to give you about 2 minutes to, if you like to do another final supine twist, if you like to do bridge or some kind of inversion, take about 10 breaths, kind of doing the movement that you need before you starfish out into Shavasana. You're doing something that's two-sided, make sure you're on your second side. And once you've completed any of those final movements, give yourself that moment to stretch out into Shavasana. You might like to be propped or covered. So just making sure that you've created that space so that your body can open and relax. And while you settle into that space, I'm just going to read a little bit from the magazine Breathe. Says, just breathe. Everything begins and ends with the breath. It is thought the average person uses only 20% of their lung capacity. When we are born, we naturally breathe deeply. If you observe a baby sleeping, you can see that breaths are deep and go all the way down to their belly. You can watch and see their tummy clearly rise and fall with their breath. As we grow up, this breathing pattern changes, but all is not lost. It is possible to reestablish the conscious breathing that's so useful in maintaining a healthy body. So we're going to take this breath for several minutes. When you feel yourself kind of drift and lose that intention, just remind yourself that you're bringing your focus back to this breath. The way that this breath is, people usually say, count for this long, and that's not something that I appreciate about this breath at all. So instead, I'm going to have you count for yourself without a prescribed number. So right here where you are, as you inhale in, I want you to just count to a rhythm that makes sense to you. And then just remember that number. And remember your cadence and rhythm as you exhale. So as you inhale, try to kind of stay with that number that you came up with. And when you exhale, through the next course of a few minutes, you're going to make the intentional try to double that number in your exhale. So let's say your inhale to your natural count was 4. You're going to try to get the exhale to be that same natural count of 8. But again, it's whatever it is for you. And if you're comfortable with pausing, bring a gentle pause in, of maybe just a pause of 1 to 2 of your counts. So it might sound like you're breathing in for 4 and pausing for 1 and breathing out for 8 and pausing for 1. But the most important part is that you try to get your exhale to be twice as long as your inhale. The pauses are just a bonus. The number is your own. And just stay with that steady cadence. And if the exhale is kind of struggling being twice as long as the inhale, you can do what we do when we practice our diaphragmatic breath. You can start with the core engagement around the sits bones, and you can very slowly feel the engagement working up your spine, and that will help slow your exhale down. At any point you get chewing your head around it, just relax your whole body. Let that exhale come out of your mouth. Just kind of release it like a soft sigh. And then after you've taken just a few natural, no expectations breath, come back to breathing in, counting your inhale, breathing out, trying to double that count. Do this for just a few more breaths, just another moment. One more of those breaths. And then let that intention of the breath go and just rest. And just notice how you feel. Do you feel calm, connected, open, relaxed, safe, steady, secure, even strong? A nice full inhale and start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You might reach your arms overhead and point your toes and take a nice full stretch before tucking right into yourself, bending your knees, hugging them in, moving and rocking enough that eventually that movement brings you up into your seat. Inhale and reach your arms up. As you exhale, wrap yourself up in a loving embrace. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. That inner place in me that is strong, secure, and sits confidently on her yoga mat sees and honors that little inner yogi in each of you. Namaste.